Hey guys, what's going on? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. I want to talk to you a little bit about a trade that I made yesterday. And this is such a good lesson. I've been beating myself up about it because it happens still every blue moon. I made a mistake in that I had a game plan for a stock, right? Dust. And so I have dust on this watch list. This is what we call like a rubber band long trade, meaning when a stock collapses like this, and I don't like going counter trend very often, but when you get a stock and it comes down to some key levels and it gets really oversold, you can often get a bounce trade. And so I had a very, very specific game plan for dust, which was either it opens up weak, and hopefully it's an exhaustion gap, and it goes red to green, or if it gaps up, I'm going to buy the first pullback, as I thought there would be maybe $5 or $6 worth of potential reward on it just for a day trade. And so this is TC2000. This is my charting platform. I don't use this to trade. It's strictly a charting platform. They just recently opened up a brokerage, but I don't think anybody's tested it just yet. I use AppTrade, which is the stuff over here. But let's talk a little bit about this setup, because I had the perfect plan, which was if it gapped up, I'm going to be buying the pullback to the 9 EMA, which is like something that I use at the open. And so what ended up happening is this thing came to 35, and I don't just buy it blindly. I usually wait for a candle to hold. So it started holding here, and so I got this thing like right in this area, 400 shares. Now remember, I'm trading a small account, and so what I'm doing is I'm trading in front of my students every day what $2,000 margin account at my hedge fund would be, which I allow these guys to have 15,000 in buying power, two positions max, 400 shares, till they get better, and then I increase their size and buying power every week if they need, if they're profitable, which is pretty cool. And if they stay the same, then I keep it the same, so that we gradually improve. But I'm trading with them, trading like them so they can see it. And so I have this perfect entry in the stock, which is, I get this thing in the low 35s, okay? And my stop is just right under this last low. So the last low is 34.80. So I have, like a 40-cent stop loss, right? At 400 shares, that's a $160 risk. I use $200 max risk on these accounts per day, meaning the most I'm willing to lose in one day is $200. So this is a good chunk of my daily max risk, but I only have a few stocks on my watch list. One of the things about small accounts trading is you have to be really selective, and when you see a really high reward opportunity, you go for it. There's no point in nip and tucking your way for 5 pennies here or there and taking a million trades. You got to find the one trade with a good reward and then hammer it without risking too much, right? And so, I've got this thing, 35.10s a little, and stop under here, so not even $160 risk. So something pretty tight. With the first target of here, that's what I like. That low risk at 30, 40 cents, and then you've got a multi-dollar target. So that's like a 4-to-1, 5-to-1 reward. And so what ends up happening is, you'll see this here, is that I actually end up taking a loss on the trade, $64, rather than having this monstrous trade. So what I'm happening is, the stock spiked up a little bit, 35.68, and then it came back down, and it never hit my stop, right? It got to 34.93. But I got nervous, and I just sold it right on support, and literally 5 seconds later, it exploded. I mean, it exploded, and it went on this huge trend all day. In this morning spike got to about $39. That ends up being a huge trade. When we have small accounts, you need those account builder type trades where you have a low risk and you take in that big rip. Now, obviously, I wouldn't have held 400 shares the whole way, but I would have sold 200 at the high of day, and then I would probably kept the other 200, just wrote it up to 9 EMA. So I would have got this thing up to the 38s, which almost a $35 entry is $3. You have a couple hundred shares. This is probably a $600 to $800 trade. That's an account builder trade. But I screwed up the trade by not sticking to my game plan and, most importantly, my stop loss. One of the mistakes that we can make when we're new traders is we read the price action so much, like, the level 2 and all that kind of bullshit. And that's why I'm not a big believer in level 2. I think it scares people out of positions and it makes them overtrade. I think it's designed to do that. That's why the brokers give everybody level 2 for free. When I first started trading, you had to pay money for that. Why did they give it all to everybody for free now? because it's worthless, right? There's nothing you can really gather from there. And so when's that happening is I was looking at the price action. I'm like, oh man, maybe it's a little bit tired, and who knows? Like it spiked up to 35.70, then it came down 70 cents. And I was like, maybe it's going to collapse. And I just overthought it rather than just saying, buy, set your stop, let it rock. That's my theme always. Buy, set your stop, let it rock. And in this particular case, I buy, set my stop, but I don't let it rock. And so I ended up just missing this like awesome day and this awesome trade that usually can propel your whole month or your whole week, you know, those handful of opportunities. And I dropped the ball on it. You know, not only did I not miss the big loss, but a big gain, but I took a loss on it. So, you know, moral of the story is buy, set your stop, let it rock. Don't let the intraday price action that you think you're seeing actually be stronger than what the chart is telling you, what your game plan is telling you, right? We're traders and we know this stuff, and so when we see it, we have to trust the chart, trust the pattern, trust the chart, trust the pattern, and that's going to make you a lot more money than sitting there going, oh, I feel like this is happening or this is happening. Sometimes we can get so into our own heads that we overthink things and we outsmart ourselves, and that's what I did. I outsmarted myself even after all these years of experience rather than just trusting what the chart told me. And so I missed out on this epic run, and, you know, I had a couple other good trades, but it was slow the rest of the day. You know, this was a $1,000 type day, but unfortunately I had to just grind it out because I didn't stick to my plan. So hopefully that helps, guys. Buy, set your stop, let it rock. Feel free to leave me any comments or insults, whatever. I know it's YouTube, and we'll make this thing happen. Guys, I love chatting about stocks. You can always email me too. It's what I do. I got thousands of students. I wouldn't even know if you were one of my students or not. So just email me. Never be shy. I answer everybody. Take care.